continuing our coaches' spotlights here as we preview each position, talking with inside linebackers coach Kameron Abernathy. Coach, as you have gotten kind of settled in here, moving into your second year, what excites you the most just about being, I guess a little more comfortable and being familiarized with this place? I imagine you're a little more comfortable going into year two.
Oh, absolutely. I think any place where you're able to kind of put your feet down and stay there for a little while, you're going to be more comfortable. I love the culture here. I love the people. I feel like our coaching staff's a family, but not even that, just the staff in the school in general as a family. I feel like we get a lot of support here at the Creek, and that really excites me going into year two.
So it's been a running theme with all the coaches. I think you kind of expect that when you have 20 of 22 starters back. You got both your guys back on the inside at linebacker with Rivers Shode and Branson Lowry. What excites you the most about those guys? I know you is he an outside or inside? I think I just totally forgot his name.
Talking about Luke Turner?
Yeah, Luke Turner, who just moved back in. Pardon me, Luke. That's the second time I've forgotten his name doing these interviews, who moved back in. I know he's playing some Mike linebacker too,
yes.
So you've really got some options there.
Yes. So I think anytime you return both of your starters from the previous season, especially when they were sophomores last year, and you've got them for 2 more years, that's going to get you a little excited. And I think along with that, our expectations for what my position group should be doing this year in terms of success. Luke obviously is going to add a lot of depth. He's not only going to play inside backer, but he's kind of a utility player for our defense. He's going to play inside backer. He can play both Mike and Will. He'll put his hand down and play defensive end some.
Yeah, to spell Chevy, that's what
yes.
they were telling me, yeah.
And then he'll even play some outside backer when we see tight ends and stuff like that. So he's going to be kind of a do-it-all player for us that I think, like I said, as a utility guy is going to be very valuable for us. But for River and Branson, man, just the strides that I've seen from them this summer, they're playing faster, a little more physical than they were, and overall just more mature, understanding the defense better. And I think that the fans are going to see that this year out of those two guys.
One thing specifically with River and Branson, I remember, I remember being back here early in the season last year for a game, and I'll kind of hang out with the team and, eat team meal and stuff. And I can remember them walking up to both you and Coach Holliday, and it was just a lot of questions. And, I think as a young player, especially sophomore, first year starting early in the season, we know things didn't go the way that we wanted them to. There were even some games that pardon me, we have freshman orientation going on out here, so I don't know what that sound was. But, a lot of kind of have your head spinning. And, kind of those big eyes, things can be really just a lot happening, especially from the Mike linebacker position. Have you seen that kind of calm down a little bit?
Absolutely. I think both of them are just understanding not only our scheme, but also their roles within that scheme and just football in general a little bit more as they get older. There is kind of we would call it like a football sense that you can have, and some football players have it and some don't. And I think they're starting to grow into just understanding the game a little bit more, being able to recognize things on the field without us having to tell them, hey, they like to put the tight end here or whatever. Like River is now noticing those things. Branson is now noticing those things and communicating that with everybody else. Just, again, a sign of that maturity.
When I was talking with Coach Dover, I brought up the point of, he's the safeties coach. I brought up the point that our leading tacklers have been the safeties the last couple of years. And he goes, I would love for that not to be the case this year.
Yeah, it's usually not a good sign when you're, for your team at least, when your safeties are your leading tacklers.
What would that, traditionally a lot of times your Mike linebackers are those guys who are your leading tacklers. For what would that look like from a success standpoint for our Mike linebackers to be involved in most plays, efforting making the tackles.
Yeah, I think the goal is double-digit tackles a game, and really out of both those guys, out of the Mike and the Will, our Will oftentimes is a two-gap player, and also has a lot of opportunities to make plays. So really, River, Branson, Luke, I mean, my goal for them is double-digit tackles every game for each one of them.
Looking at some of the offenses that we faced last year, a lot of turnover in the region this year. From like a lot of teams lost a lot of large senior classes. You see a lot of different offenses throughout this region. Going through year 2 of seeing the same group of guys, I mean, obviously they could have a total overhaul on offense. We don't ever know what's going to happen. We saw that with North Murray last year, who just came out and started running the I-form veer out of nowhere. But, having a familiarity, I feel like that's got to really be a key, too, for your players, coming back and having a chance to see some of these same teams and same offenses again.
Absolutely. That's something that me and my guys have talked about this summer, too, is that we can run a play in practice, and they can tell me which teams on our schedule run that play, even if we're just practicing against our own stuff, because our offense, we run more of a spread offense, and it's very similar to several of the teams we play, like Northwest. And our kids have been able to diagnose that. They know when they see anything like maybe in a Shells camp or something, see a buck sweep, they can name the 2 or 3 teams on our schedule that will actually run that play against us.
Talking with Coach Kameron Abernathy here, inside linebackers coach, as we preview that position. Coach, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.